Hello and welcome. This tips and tricks training video is part of a series of videos to demonstrate how to get the most out of my Quick Pockets templates. To view all of the videos in this series, visit my YouTube channel, Visual Vocabulary. In this video, I will cover how to round corners or, and I say or, to add frames, because you do have to choose one look or the other, because you cannot add a frame and round corners on the same page. And let me explain a little better in detail here. Included in the kit, when you download the kit, it comes with this as a page in the book, because you get a whole book project that includes all 26 page layout templates and your cover page and your freebies pages. So this page will be included in your kit. So it tells you exactly the directions of how to do this, but I want to show you live so it makes a little bit more sense. So what I'm talking about when I say a corner cutter or rounded corners, this is an example of a page where the corners have been rounded on each one of the pockets. So I'm going to show you how I went about doing this, and we will change to a two-page view so that you can see the other half of the page over here. So we'll click on this page to make it live. So to be able to round the corners, what you do is you click on one of the pockets, and I like to click using the Elements panel over here so that I don't accidentally move one of the pockets on the page, because when you're clicking out on the page, sometimes I have a tendency to make them move just a tiny bit. So I use either my Shift key or my Control key, hold those down, and I choose each one of the live pockets here. Then what you do is you go up to Cut and Fill, and you choose Corner Cutter. Now what this is telling you here is it's saying that your current selection contains elements that will flatten when they are cut. So after they're flattened, you can no longer be zoomed or moved or add a frame, and the frame effects list cannot be changed. So the text can't be edited and calendars cannot be modified. So once you cut something and flatten it, you can't go back and make changes to it. So you want to make sure that your whole page is laid out exactly how you want it to look. Choose all of the pockets and then choose OK. Then you're going to get a dialog box that looks like this for the corner cutter. So for selecting the corner cutters, what you want to do is choose corners as your option, which happened to just come up here because that's what I was on previous, but I have lots of different corners that I can use to cut. So it's the corner package, and this comes in your software as one of the installed kits. Then it's the third corner from the left. So not that one, but this one. Okay, so you select that one and you choose down here, select shape. Okay, and then the size of the corner, you want to make it size 13 right here. So you can change the size if it's not on 13. Let's say it's on 16. You can just move these arrow keys up and down. Now I find that 13 seemed to be what replicated what the other corner pockets look like in the industry standards. Now if you do not have all of the corners checked, you can say select all corners. And you want to make sure that all 4 corners are selected, because you can just cut 3 corners, although that would look a little weird for this project. So if they are not all selected like this, you can also say select all corners and it will choose all 4 at the same time. Then you say OK and you wait for just a second, and it will apply the effect to the whole entire page. Now what I did here to make it brown behind each one of the pockets is I clicked on the little outline, and if you can't get it, you can also click over here in the Elements panel. Then I'm still on the Cut and Fill tab, and I went to Color. And I wanted to sample something off of the page, so I actually used Jasmine, my little dog here, as my sample color. So I'm going to choose Sample, And since we already have the 2-page spread going here, I'm just going to sample right off of what we chose from before on the other page. So I'll choose that here and select OK. So this gives you a kind of a fun look with the colored background as well as the rounded corners. Next, I would like to show you how you go about putting mats on each one of the pocket openings. So here is an example of a page that I chose to frame each one of the pockets with a little bit of a mat. So mat and frame kind of tend to be used both to describe the same thing in my vocabulary. So I'm going to show you how to do that on this page over here. So right now, this outline is actually a frame around a photo opening. So if we go to Format Photos, you will see that the selection of sample frame is available. And this is what I suggest that you do so that you don't have to go type everything in individually to make all of the frames or mats match. So if I choose Sample Frame, then that effects of that frame are sampled. Then what I do is I click on each one of the photo pockets, and again, like is in the last description, I will choose each pocket by choosing the element panel here on the side so that I don't accidentally move any of the pockets on the page. Then all you need to do is choose Apply Frame, and it will apply it all at one time to each one of the pocket openings. Now this one isn't quite as dark because there is an opacity lowering factor on this particular box, so that's why the frame looks a little bit lighter. So that's a really easy way to frame each one of the photos all at the same time to match the frame that is on the outline here. Now I'd like to show you why it's important you have to choose either matting or framing, however you want to name it, or rounding the corners. Because now if I go back and I choose all of these pockets again by holding down my Shift or Control key and clicking on each one of them, and then I perform the action of rounding the corners like I did before, where I click Cut and Fill and then Corner Rounder, and it will give me the warning that they're going to flatten each one of the pockets. And if I choose OK, and I keep all of my configurations the same as what I told you in the previous section, and I choose OK, you'll see what happens is it cuts off the edges of the photos along with the mat, so it doesn't retain the mat on the edge. And I'll try to zoom in a little closer to show you what I'm talking about here. So you see right here where it loses its edge if you do that. So you have to choose one or the other between rounded corners or mats. So I hope that helps you speed up your page making process and gives you some extra ideas of things to try. And I hope you give it a try. Thank you so much.